Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina, and I am just so excited to be here with you creating this layout. So I'm going to be working with some fun products. I'm going to tell you about those in a minute, but the first thing that I have to share is I am scrapbooking pictures that I thought were gone forever. I recently found just let's say thousands of pictures on my computer that we thought may had been deleted when I transferred over my computers, but I actually found them hidden in a file from the conversion from one computer to another. I had been devastated at the time, but I'm so excited. Now I'm doing a single page layout today because this will have a companion page here, but this is my daughter and she deserved the face. So this is one of Lexi's ER trips, and I'm going to have her other ER trip over here. And, you know, these are moments that just have to be taken. But this was when Lexi had her first job at a vet office and she had gotten bit by a dog. Now, this is great because I am using my sketch from our May 2025 sketch of the month highlight. This is our sketchbook, and I'm even sharing the measurements with you that I'm using today. And this book is available. If you want a hard copy, reach out to me, but it is available digital download on the Creating With You website. So it's so great. In addition to this sketch having all the manual measurements, it also includes in your electronic download, and you get both. If you order it printed, it'll come on cardstock, but you get 19 design space files for the 19 sketches that are in the book. So you have a design space file for every single one. I really love the book. It's our first one. I'm already excited for the next. All right, let's jump in and I'll go back and forth. So I am making some changes to the layout. One of the things I like to do is show how you can change up a layout and do different things. And I'm working with a couple things out of my stash. I want to show a little tip with this, but this Under the Weather paper collection, it is so cute and it is so perfect. This is a collection from Photoplay Paper, and I knew that it was going to be perfect, but it's called Under the Weather, but it has some really beautiful papers in it. It has this cute one here that I'm highlighting with the little sick bear, and you'll see I made some homemade embellishments, and I'll share more about that. But I love the Band-Aids. I love everything. You even get this bonus paper here, so you get one of these. And then your other papers are all two-sided, and you get two of each of those. It's a really just a fun paper pack. I already did another project with it. I made a card on a video, and you can check that out, but here it is here. And I added some of our Showers and Flowers collection that we highlighted. All right, let's dive in, and I'm going to tell you some of the changes that I've made. I'm going to bring my piece back over in a second, but I want to let you know I did gut my paper. I gutted my paper because I need as much as I can. So I gutted two of those. And after the gut, you'll see I don't have enough to reach across my paper, but we're going to patch it. We are going to make a patch and you're never going to see it. I'm going to bring in some inks out of my stash, as well as some stamps. I went into my stamps and I knew I wanted a background stamp. So I grabbed this one here. This is called Ink Blot. I've had it forever. And I grabbed that one and this little one. Any background stamps will do. If not, just flip a stamp over and use the back side. And then I was looking for a heart, and I grabbed this one here. There's so many stamps that have all these little extra little doodad foo-foo-y things that are in them. You can just grab those. But I landed on this little heart right here, and I have that loaded on a block as well. I'm going to be bringing in some honey butter first with the background stamp to highlight this match. Now, I've used almost all Close to My Heart solids with this Photoplay collection. I know so many of us are trying to get bang for our buck and use those up. All right, what I really want to do is create a couple of markers. So I'm going to bring this back in. And the first marker that I want to do is I'm just going to line up my paper here a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to, well, I thought I was going to grab my pencil. Hold on for a second. Okay, I'm going to grab my pencil, and I know that I'm going to want to try to make this a little bit straight. I don't want to do a bunch of stamping I don't need to do. So I know I want to see all the layers over here. I'm just going to take my pencil and make a little mark where I think it's going to cover from my lines. All right, so I can just stay to this side of it. This will be covered up, or sorry, by my strips of paper, not my lines. All right, honey butter, or just a nice yellow, whatever you have. Just make it work. We don't need to have everything, right? Okay. And I can't wait to share with you all of the embellishments that I made for this. I'm doing 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. I'm going to be adding some additional stamping later on. You know what? I think I will carry some over to this other side, just so that there is a little bit of that stamping kind of sticking out over here too. There we go. Okay. Good to go, just so that the color comes across. Okay, now I have my pieces at 12 inches. I just cut them off super fast, and I'm gonna need to cut those down, and I'm gonna need to do a patch on this little guy. All right, here is our sketch. You can see everything's in there, and this one is called right sidebar because there's this right sidebar here. Really, these stripes can move anywhere that you would like them to move. That's really, you know, you move your stripes around by what's going to work for this. These layouts are so simple to work with, and it really does give all good things. All right, I'm lining up my grid. Just want to get a general idea. Okay, let's go ahead and start putting some stuff down. I'm going to start with the 1/2 inch honey butter. That is a little too big, and I'm okay that it's a little too big. And I'm thinking I want that to be like a little bit above the 6. I want my white to be straight, but since I haven't put anything down yet, it's gonna not cooperate with me. There we go. A little bit above the 6 there. I need this to be a little high because I've already looked at some embellishments that I have, so there we go. Okay, and then I have this guy. Now, I have that big piece that's going to come down, and I have to tell you why I'm so nitpicky about it. Do you see the little bear with the Band-Aids over it? That's going to come into play. I'm going to cut off about this much. And now that my piece is down, I don't have to worry as much because I'm going to use that to line up all my other pieces. Look, you can't go wrong. How pretty is the rainbow? Those rainbow hearts. All right, I'm just working on the white piece now. There we go. This one to this side. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this now that I have my piece down that I'm working with. Then I'll hook them all together when I'm done. All right, so here you can see that just by cutting that off, I'm just putting this little patch in, and this patch is going to make it so that you would never know that this piece didn't go all the way across, but it makes it so we don't have to buy a second pack to get that piece down. All right, I want to see how straight my stuff is because I was a little bit off. It's a little before. I got to go down this way. Let's see. That was a little too high. It's not that off. It's doable. Okay, there we go. And you also get the pocket cards with this, which is really nice. Look at the Band-Aids. So cute. Okay, I decided to make my own embellishments for this using, so what I like to do now, it's a new thing that I've just started, and it is available in the Creating With You exclusively group. And basically, if you're my customer, you're in the group. I am now, whenever we highlight one of our paper packs, I take one of those paper packs, I go into Design Space, and I find some images. I also create some custom images to go with it, and that's what I did for this collection, and I'm highlighting those in this video. All right, now let's go around here. the gutting of the paper. You know, I'm not a huge fan of normally gutting my papers, but I have to tell you, with where we are with our craft supplies and stashing and destashing and, you know, just what's going on in the industry right now, it feels pretty good to find ways to extend my papers, but also help me use them. And really, that's what gutting this did. I can feel, I might just swap that out because that definitely has some adhesive on it. I'm not going to be able to slide around. All right, let's see if it catches a few times. There we go. Okay, and now this piece of papaya that's on light, I am using up my paper as fast as I can, but I have thousands and thousands of sheets, so I will try to bounce back and forth. I'm going to grab a little bit of washi tape here and just kind of give this a little extra from the other side. I do this every time I gut paper, and I've been trying to do some things ahead of time before these videos, but I really wanted to kind of show that patching with the white, but I could have had this attached to save a few moments. I like to keep my videos just kind of real and in real time and, you know, not edit them. All right. Lots on there. There we go. Same thing. Now I do want to give you the measurements that I ended up using. I did a 1-inch gut all the way around, which means I took a 10 by 10 square out of the center. And then I added some layers on the paper here. So this first, this papaya piece is 11 by 11. And then the white piece is 10 and a half, 10 and a half. All right, that way I got that 1/4 inch. There you go. I want to double check this for you though. Let's just make sure. I'm trying to use my grid. Yeah, 10 and a half, 10 and a half. And then this one here is 11 by 11. All right. I'm really liking this already. I think it's going to work and it's going to be super cute. Great way to highlight our monthly sketch. I think this is a fun sketch for May. We do a different sketch every month. And I mean, some months I guess we'll have to use 2 because there's 19 in there and there's only 12 months. But all right, I want to make sure I can see everything. But what I really want to do is I want to get this little bear with the Band-Aids on the edge. I think it's super cute. So let's keep her little peeky face there. I don't want to go too far, just, you know, there she is. And that's going to work for me. Where'd I end up? Not quite there. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, this piece here I just stuck with the regular measurements at this point. It tells you all your horizontal cuts, all your vertical cuts. They're all taken care of for you. But this one I did 12 inches all the way down. And in this one here, it was like an 11 and a half that it shows. So I just did this at 12 by... oh, sorry, vertical cuts. I did it, it does show 12, 4 3/4 by 12. I have horizontal on the brain. I've been doing horizontal measurements with horizontal stripes for a card workshop that will be releasing with a guide. So everything I have horizontal. All right, this is a 12 by 4 1/2. All right, I really love horizontal stripes. They're a favorite of mine. I go to them a lot. You know how we just kind of gravitate towards things. Okay, all my mats are a 1/4 inch bigger than my pictures. My pictures are 4 by 4 and 4 by 3s. I did these using up some photo paper that I have found while I was cleaning out my office. I found quite a bit actually. And all the mats are just a 1/4 inch bigger each way. So 4 by 4 and then, or 4 1/4, 4 1/4, excuse me. And I like all the blues in the background of this picture. She's so sad. All right, here we go. And the final one, and 4 1/4, 3 1/4. This is when it was almost done. So they are going to go this way. Now this one here, I want to be in the center. So I'm just going to grab this and using the 6, line it up. I think that's my thing. There we go. I have been doing a lot of crafting lately. There we go. Okay, so I'm not worried about where my stripes are going to be and this all mapping out and being the perfect amount. I didn't center that, but I do kind of want to center my picture, give or take here. There we go. A little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Life is not perfect. Why should our scrapbooks be? Here we go. One more. We'll see if I'm close. I'm gonna like it. There we go. Look at her. She's so sad. She's so sad. All right, let me bring in some of my embellishments as well as the other thing for this. Okay, these are all images that I've either customized or that have just been moved that are available in Cricut Design Space. And I am going old school. You're going to see the way that I am decorating this, embellishing it. I am going old school with my embellishments. I simply cut all of these out. Every single one of these, fun tip, I cut out on scrap paper. And my only rule was after I got the scrap paper out and I used it, it was not allowed to go back in my scrap drawer. So no matter how much I had left, I just threw it away. It was a great way to clean up. Look at these adorable little Band-Aids. So all scrap paper, all of these embellishments, paper pieced with scrap paper. I noticed I missed a little dot pulling through one little dot. So let me just grab that if I can. They're so tiny. My fingers do not work for tiny, but I love the way my embellishments turned out. I thought that they were really great. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay them out. And I made them without looking at the whole thing. So little boo-boo on the head there. I thought, gotta add the boo-boo here. All right, we're going to do boo-boo here and then boo-boo on the hand because that's kind of where she got it. Let's see if I want to do. I think I want to do this way. All right. And I have this cute little stethoscope right here. The nurse is wearing a stethoscope. And just to let you guys know, this young lady right now wears a stethoscope too because she is a nurse. All right. There we go. I want this to be just a little bit higher, I think. No, maybe I do like it lower. All right, and I got a few more little kind of things that may or may not end up working for me on this. I think I would have liked a little heart on there, so I wished I had done it. I think I'm just going to go with the 2 little Band-Aids. It's just like, what color though do I want? I think we're going to go with those 2. There we go. Okay, I want to add a little bit more color to the background now that I know how this is going to lay out. So I have these extra little splats, and I'm going to do a couple of these jade green little splats now that I can kind of see where my stuff is all going to go. All right, just a little bit here and there. Great. And then I have this heart and a color that I almost never ever used, Wild Berry. It was the color of the year and I didn't use it very much, but look, there it is. I'm going to use this when I do my bling with that little heart. Okay, I think I'm ready to put this down. I'm pretty happy with it. I used some foam tape. Plus I have multiple layers here of dimension. So I feel pretty good. And I have to watch this yellow strip that's right here. That is where I'm going to be putting my journaling on this page. Just the only thing I want to put there is when this happened, and that's like, you know, about her dog bite. I can actually fit 2. That's a 1/2-inch strip, so I'll be able to fit 2 lines on that. I will be writing with this green Le Pen. These are the really thin Le Pens. They are the smallest point on Le Pen, and they're my preferred. Okay. Gonna go green up here. There we go. I'm kind of really liking the way this is turning out. I used the other side of Espresso to do my bear, the lighter side of Espresso. Some of these colors I hadn't used in a while, but all scrap paper. There we go. Very cute. I'm gonna let my ouch go on last. I'm gonna do this here because I have to get this guy on. And because I have so many layers here, I know that it's gonna lay a little off. Let's see. I'm gonna just kind of play with that. I don't want my ouch to go up too high, and I don't want to cover up much. I think that's actually kind of good right there. Let's hope I can get it back there. All right. All about the precision tip on my glue. I don't know what I would do without it. I mean, I know what I do with it, which is often leave it open. Hovering it just again. Okay, I'm pretty good with that. Shifted a small amount. I still think I have enough room to do my journaling. I'm going to lift it and just try to move it over a little bit. There we go. Okay. My ouch. A little needle. Okay. I do want this to come down just a little bit more. I don't like how big my gap is right here. There we go. It's a little closer. I might have even enjoyed a little splatter up there too. Okay, so for this here, it's gonna go here and it's not going to sit right unless I put a little bit of foam tape on it. So I'm just gonna put some foam tape to the one side and then just do a little bit of regular glue. Make sure I don't cover up my bear. I noticed I had it right on top of that little bear and I do not want that. I'm gonna go right there. There we go. I do have this extra little Band-Aid, so I just want to check before I say I'm not going to put it on, especially because I made it. So, I'm going to decide while I make my final little doodads, my little things. Okay, so normally I have my bling pulled and it's all done. So this is what I have. This is the amount of bling that I try to stay contained to if I can. So what I do is whenever I'm doing a layout, I just flip through really quickly and I go like this. Okay, there's some light blue, there's yellow on it. I saw the yellow. Oh, that's papaya and I never get to use that. I'm good. I would pull out black, gray, the dark blue, and then that's it. I go boom. Now, this is my D-Stash bling, so it's used. Everything in there almost has been used. If something has escaped in there, it's fine. I also have brand new bling that I really love, and so I'm always trying to de-stash my bling. I think I am going to use the papaya. I did like the green in there. I do not want to waste this little Band-Aid. I'm going to use it. I don't think it can hurt to add that little Band-Aid to the top. Here we go. Right there. That'll work for me. Okay, so now I have the little wild berry heart that I have. And let me grab a piece of scrap and just do a stamp off on that. I want to see if I'm going to get a nice solid stamp. Oh, it's almost too big for me. This heart is almost a little bigger than I would like. I think I'm going to swap it out. It's like just over. There was a smaller hollow heart. I'm going to go with that. Especially since I'm just using it as kind of like a little bling addition there. I'm going to go with this little one right here. Really look at your stamps. I'm definitely a person who knows that my stamp has a theme. So when my stamp has a theme, that's how I think of them. But go back in and look for all the little extra stamps that you might have in addition. You probably have so many things that you could use. Okay, this one is a little bit better. I'm going to do a little one right there. And I'm going to do a little one right there. I'm going to do a little one right there. There we go, just right by the greens. Okay, now I'm going to bring in some, this page is really cute. I'm kind of pretty happy with this. All right, I'm going to bring in some of the papaya bling. I don't use papaya very often, so I have like, there's 4 more in there. I found multiple packs of papaya, so whenever I can use it, I'm going to be bringing the papaya in. All right, I'm going to do, I have the little hearts. I'm going to take this little teeny tiny heart, the papaya. Oh, I'm not going to do papaya on that. It's too close to my red. I thought it'd be cute to have like a tiny little heart right there. You know what I'll do? I'll put this one on the needle. There we go. We'll just put that one right there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the stars, and in my little cluster areas, I'm going to add, these are mediums. Okay. I'm not sure if I like the heart now, so I'm going to pop it off. I'm always trying to use up all of my items, just so you know. I'm always trying to use them all. All right, and down here, let me get another one. Just stick with that medium. So I have medium, medium, medium right there. And now I'll be able to also, same thing on the papaya. I'm going to add a few of these smaller stars as well, because I can. Not because it's super needed, it's just because I can, and I really am trying to actively de-stash. Really work through my stash, get the most out of it, and I'm not looking to stretch it forever. I'm looking to use it up so I can feel very fulfilled in my crafting experience, and then create beautiful pages that I will love. All right, so this page is done and I am really happy with it. Let's take a look. Now I'm gonna have more room for journaling on the other page you can see here, which I'll also be doing a change with this side when I do this one. You can see I have a lot more room for my journaling over here, but on this one, on this little line right here, I will put a cute little saying about a dog bite. There she is at the ER with her first animal injury. I think it was super cute with the little bear here on the page to kind of, that bear turned out so cute. I love the messy background. I will keep this out, the same supplies out to repeat on the other page. And then I will definitely make some additional embellishments for that other page after having it on here. There's so many in the file. So I have plenty more to use. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you're interested in the Design Space file images to go with this, check that out. If you're interested in this collection, this paper pack is on sale on the Creating With You website for less than $5. I'm having a great time with it. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you leave me a comment, I'll make sure to get back with you. If you found this video fun, useful, a little crazy, amusing, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out here in the YouTube community. I look forward to crafting with you again real soon. Bye-bye.